There was never a moment when you were incarcerated and you realized I couldn't get out of here, and you kind of
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I still deal with that. I'll wake up in the middle of the night, man, and I feel like I'm stuck in a confined space, like, claustrophobic, man. And I'll be dreaming of being in a cell, man, and I'll have to try to shake up out of it, man. And I can't sleep for the rest of the night.
Give us a detailed explanation as to you walking into this war zone for the first time, right? They give you the options. If you want to go somewhere else, you say no, I want to go out to wherever I want to be. Describe the layout of the jail. Describe what's going on.
Yeah, so like I say, I'm by myself, and I'm walking back through here, man. And there's these gates, riot gates. They open one, they close it, and then there's another one. So they got to close this one first, and then they open the other one. And you go probably about another minute walk, and another riot gate. Same scenario, close this one, open it, you're in, close it, open the other one. None. They both can be open at the same time is what I'm getting at. So finally I see B3. They open it up. I go up there, man. And then it's a two-tier unit, probably about 200 guys in there. And it's just gang infested, man. When I went in there, it was the DC blacks, the black guys from DC. They had the Nazi lowriders. They had the Order, the white supremacy group. They had the soldiers, the Aryan culture, and they're just all clicked up. You see a group of black guys and brown and then white, man. That's how it is in there. You never see black and then a brown. You never see black and then, everybody's with their own race, man. It's very segregated in there. So,
are people screaming? Like, is there a lot of noise? Is there chaos around?
The only time you ever see any violence, man, is if one gang is disciplining herself. Another race is not allowed to touch another race. Let's say that you mess up, okay? You're the white, corn, brown. You mess up, offend us somehow. We can't touch you, man. Not unless it's serious. Your people have to discipline you. Whether it's kill you, run you off the yard, or whatever,
Yeah.
But we're not allowed to touch another race. You can't touch another race.
I'm just trying to paint the picture of your first actual entering the cell.
Yeah,
like if it's a chaotic environment at
No,
first.
it was empty cell, man. Okay. And here come a Native American, long hair, real Indian. Hey, you Mexican? Or am you Indian? No. I'm Hispanic. My dad's Mexican. Oh, okay, hold on. Here come 4 big Mexican dudes, man, with gold teeth, Versace's and stuff tatted up. Hey, Hispanic, yeah. Come upstairs. They took me upstairs to the cell they had. Stripped me down, man, looking for tattoos. I didn't have any tattoos. They was telling me, you're not in a gang? No. Well, we're the Mexican Mafia, they said, and you have a choice, man. You can go next door to a challenge unit where you're running Christian religion. You don't participate in any politics, or you can come with us. Those are your only 2 options. You can't be out here by yourself, man.
Now break it down. The appearance of these guys, are they scary looking? Are they intimidating?
Yeah.
Like what you said, they had the Versace glasses on in prison, which is a bit of a red flag.
Because,
how did they get those?
I made sure, because I'm not seeing Versace, man, on the side of them frames, man.
Yeah.
And sure enough, I was, man. Had some gold frames of Versace.
Is that going through your head when these guys you're looking at serious guys?
How big are we talking here?
Oh, man, I'm looking up, man.
Like 6'3", 6'4", like
big,
muscular.
yes.
Did they have to neck tattoos?
Oh yeah, man.
Like describe very intimidating.
Well, one of them was MS-13 because he had the devil horns, man, on his head.
On his forehead.
Yeah, and he had MS-13 across his throat. That was one of them. He was killer. You could tell he was. But yeah, they're big dudes, man. They took me up there. I'm standing there naked. Every one of them have a shank on them. And they got it right here.
How many of them are there in the cell when they're doing this?
4 of them, I think there was.
4, including the 2 that brought you up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so they had me up there telling me that you can run with us, you have to run with us, or go over there and run in the challenge program unit. And I'm like, man, I'm going to run with you guys, man, and stuff. So they's like, get him downstairs, take care of him. They took me downstairs, gave me 2 big laundry bags, white mesh bags full of new stuff, man. Yeah, I remember telling my dad,
But didn't they, real quick before you did that, didn't they inspect you or something along those lines first?
Yeah, they looked for my tattoos, see if I had any tattoos.
But you had to fully be fully undressed,
yeah,
right?
because I took all my stuff off and I was down in my boxers. Like, you got to take everything off,
Right.
man.
So they were
I'm standing there
thoroughly
butt naked, man.
Yeah.
And there's all right, turn around, and I'm standing there butt naked, and them dudes is in there with their shank, you know.
At this point, was there any kind of emotion going through you? Are you still just like, well, this is what happens this is what's going to happen, this is just how it is right now? Like, are you nervous at this point at least? Are you like, is there embarrassed? Is there anything going on? Or
no, at first I thought it was a sick joke, man.
Yeah.
You know, because these dudes got big shanks and they're wearing Versace glasses, man.
Yeah.
You know, and they're telling me to strip down. I'm thinking they're getting ready to say, man, get your stuff back on, dude. What's wrong with you?
Like, they're just playing a prank.
Yeah.
Like,
no, man.
Bob Saget's going to come out. And,
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
yeah,
this is like it's
exactly. Yeah,
American.
exactly, yeah.
Were you a Navy SEAL in your previous life? Because you are just
How
boom, man,
is
like-
there no emotion at that? I just can't unfathom. You're not nervous. You're not like, you're naked in front of these guys that look. The guy's got devil horns on his head.
Yeah, he did.
He's got tattoos everywhere. They're jacked. They're giant. Clearly intimidating. I'm sure their eyes were just had that death stare where there's no life inside.
Yeah,
them,
they're
right?
ready to stab me up, man.
They have knives. You're like, all right, I'll get naked. All right, well, this is just they're playing a joke on me. I guess they seem like some funny guys.
I was hoping, you know, that they was, you know, and then I realized it wasn't a joke, man.
All right, so
they give you a bunch of stuff.
Heck yeah, they sent me down there and gave me 2 big white mesh bags full of stuff, man. Sweatpants and the plastic brand new, you know. Stuff you couldn't even get at that commissary. Stuff I don't know where they got it. Nice, good food, man. All hygiene. Everything was brand new, man. Sony Walkman speakers, batteries, you know, baby powder, everything he would need and more.
And when was it where they kind of schooled you? Because they're probably, obviously then you're under their wing.
Oh, well.
And because obviously they have their own bylaws, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So how did that?
Yeah, it took me like 6 months to learn everything, but they would be giving me books, man. Boxer next door, he really liked me, and I lived next door to him while I was in receiving, and he was like, you like to read? And I'm like, I haven't read in a while. He would be giving me books on Aristotle, Plato, you know, philosophy, different types of world politics, geometry books, all kinds of different stuff to just keep my mind sharp, man.
Let's break down. Now you're officially with this organization, right? Let's talk about like the first night. Are you sleeping like a baby, or like, and next day they start to try and give you the rundown on how the lunchroom works, where you go on the yard? Like, when did you actually start getting acclimated to their process and their procedures? Was it following?
Well, that night, there was like, when we go to the chow in the morning, everyone has to go together. No one goes by themselves. We all go to the chow together every time for a chow together. You have to have your uniform pressed. You have to have your nice-looking uniform, man. So we all got up, you know, in the morning, and then we was all nice dressed up and stuff. We went to chow hall together, man. We had our own tables that we sit at, you know. Everybody has their own tables they sit at in there, and you can't walk in between the tables. They'll kill you if you walk in between the tables.
So, like, what's the layout then? If you walk,
so you come into the chow hall, and then it goes like this, and it comes around, and here's the window. You pick a tray up here, and then you walk down through there. You give them the tray. They load it up. They give it back to you. There's the guard was there at the little bitty laptop, and they have a scanner, and they scan your ID card. So you're only allowed to go through there once. You get your tray, and you go over and sit at your table.
Just you have to walk in the perimeter the whole time, right?
Yeah, you can't walk in between the tables.
Okay.
You can walk, you know, beside like down this main one, you know. But if you have 2 tables sitting next to each other, you can't go in between here. You know, you can go behind, you know, behind where a person's sitting, but you can never go in between the tables. There's different gangs, you know. You might have the Dirty South sitting back here at these row tables, then that's when it transforms into DC Blacks. And then the Dirty South, and then, you know, you might have the White Boys, and then that's when you had the Mexican Mafia, had these tables, and nobody goes outside of where they're supposed to go.
So how you're describing this is a lot different than how the movies go, and a lot different than how other people we've had on their experience with prison, right? It sounds like they just accepted you, and it's not like you're getting some hazing period. People are looking at you like, who's the new guys here, or anything like that, because you're already clicked up with the Mexican Mafia, right?
Yes.
So you just kind of escorted right into this.
Yeah,
there was nothing like
Yeah, that's what they told me too. They was like, man, when people start seeing you with us, they was like, for sure they're not even going to be looking at you, and they're definitely not going to be coming up to you, you know, and trying to be hustling, you know, selling you, hey, you need this, you need that, or whatever. Nobody's going to be talking to you, man. And it was true too, man. When we were going down through there, them dudes, they would like either bow their heads or like turn their heads when they passed us, man.
Other inmates?
Yeah, man. And it wasn't nothing I tell people, nothing I did. This is because the Mexican Mafia have such a reputation of being so ruthless and violent throughout the federal system. And I just happened to be, like you say, clicked up with them, man. And there's nothing, these dudes that have already got it established way before I was there, you know.
Did you, the first night, were you able to sleep?
No, I couldn't sleep, man. I was very nervous.
Okay, so there's some emotion here. We're getting somewhere now. We're getting some. That's the first time I think I've heard you say that.
I'm not a psychopath.
No. Now I got some emotion going.
I remember that, though. I couldn't sleep, man. Yes.
It's a crazy
But I'm
experience.
thinking, man, you know, and they was telling me you have to be up, booted, and suited before the guard opens your door. He says, so when you hear them doors popping, make sure you get up, man, and you're ready to go.
So how does that work? Because you don't have an alarm clock, do you?
Not yet. I end up getting me an Iron Man.
So how was it that you knew to wake up? Or obviously you go to bed. You go to bed.
I would hear the door. He would start on that end, far end, and he'd have to work his way around. And I might have been the fifth cell, you know, from the end.
There was never a moment when you were incarcerated that those doors closed and you realized I couldn't get out of here, and you just kind of
man, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I still deal with that to today, man. I'll wake up in the middle of the night, man, and I'll feel like I'm stuck in a confined space, like, you know, claustrophobic, man. And I'll be dreaming of being in a cell, man, and I'll have to try to shake up out of it, man. And I can't sleep for the rest of the night.
Now, and I'm sorry you had to deal with that. I was locked up once, and I had that feeling, and it scared the crap out of me.
No, you can't get out.
It's a scary feeling, and you know, and then obviously showing emotions is something that you can't do out there. So was it hard at night? Like you would just have to bury your face in the pillow if those things came up, or you just kind of
they never come up, man. I made sure because like you say, I know those people are looking for weakness, man, and I'm not going to show it, man. They'll kill you in a second.
So let's get into like when they start kind of educating you on their organization. When did that start? And like how did they start kind of training you? Like this is how we roll.
There wasn't nothing happening, man, first couple of days, you know, and I was like, hey, man, I'm ready to do something, you know what I'm saying? And he's like, okay. And right before chow, they come got me, man, and he's like, unbutton your shirt. I unbutton it. They said, take it off. And they had like an ace bandage, two of them stitched together, two ace bandages. And he's like, this is called a flaw. He's like, when you go see Gordo down in the chow, he's going to take you in the bathroom, man. He's got a bunch of grapefruits cut in half for you. He said, bring some back. So I went down there. He's like, come here. I went to the bathroom, chow bathroom. Man, he had 5-gallon buckets full of grapefruits cut in half. I took that flaw ace bandage like that, and he's putting them grapefruits, and I'm holding them down, and I just keep wrapping around me, those grapefruits. And they compact them so good, and you put a good loose shirt on, you can't even tell when you come out of chow. You can't even tell. I was loaded down with grapefruits, man.
What are you doing with
they
grapefruit?
Make white lightning with it. Hooch.
Yeah.
Drink with it.
Have you drank it?
Yeah, I stayed drunk off that for like the first 2 weeks, started hallucinating. They had said no more, man. You got to quit. You got to quit drinking. You're going to kill yourself.
Right? I mean, because obviously it's rented fruit and things. Does it get you right away? Or does it taste like
man,
garbage?
You can like that, man. It turned blue.
Does it taste
No,
bad?
it tastes like moonshine.
Really?
They're good with it. Them boys know how to cook that stuff, man.
What proof is this?
Man, it's the proof.
Like
good.
No,
it's better than Everclear.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So
man,
it's like
they're lighting it, man, and it's turning blue. The flame.
So like people can die from drinking that, though, right? Because it's so strong. That's what I'm saying. Like
I started hallucinating off of it. I drank it for 2 weeks straight, man.
And do you have a chaser?
No, I didn't. You have that nasty Kool-Aid. I'd rather not even
straight up.
Yeah.
How are you stomaching this?
Man, I just do it. I'm like, I don't want to be here right now.
Yeah,
I get it.
So they're making this this drink. They were cool with you getting drinking. Like they didn't care. Like other guys were doing it.
I bought plenty of money. My money finally hit, and I had plenty of money on my account once it come. And man, I was buying everybody homemade burritos in a chow hall. I was getting us pizza kits on commissary. Man, I was. You know, I just had got there, man. I'm just trying to maintain my ball balling lifestyle I was on the street as much as I could.
Going back to corrupting people.
Yeah.
But you're not really corrupting. You're just being nice. But you're manipulating the scenario, right? You're being like buying a little bit of popularity, right?
Well, not really, man. No, not that. I'm just I'm like, man, I just been here a couple weeks. I don't like this place. I'm just trying to make it comfortable for me. You know? Yeah. And if somebody comes around with some burritos, I'm buying my table, just my whole table. I don't want to sit there and buy a burrito or eating. I don't want to be here eating a burrito in front of you guys. You're eating chow hall stuff. Right. I'll buy you guys something too, man.
Now, the federal government didn't get your money, or did they seize any of that?
No, my dad, man, when he come bonding me out, said, take me straight to Fifth Third, man. And I went in there, and I was like, I want to see my balance. And I'm thinking, man, these fools, I only been down for a day, but they got me already. I'm thinking, no. And he's like, you got it all here. Remember that big money counter in the back? They took us. I was like, I want it all out of there.
How much?
Oh, man, it was a lot, man. And then he's like, well, it's going to be a minute, And I was like, you got a minute? He's like, yeah. And he's like, all right, come back here. And he's like, can my dad come? And he's like, yeah, it's fine. And they had that money counter going, man. My dad kept making that noise on the way home.
Now,
it's quite an experience.
Yeah, he was.
Usually, a lot of banks don't carry that much cash. So, I mean,
it took a minute, man.
Yeah,
they was like, it's going to be a minute. They said, so it sit over forever, man. I was like,
So they didn't give you lucked out on that one, then.
Yes, I never could figure that out, man. And never did touch a penny, man, in that bank account.
Then how long was it that you're there that they present something for you, like, say, a mission or...
Oh, yeah. It was like 2 weeks, man. They was like, hey, they need you upstairs. I went up there, shut the door, and it's a house full of soldiers. Hey, tomorrow, man, we need you to go over to C Unit and pick up 4 shanks, man, from Stocky, the leader, MS-13. He's got 4 shanks over there. I said, okay, here's how you're going to do it. They said, when they call for medical, you go, and then you jet up C Unit. And then about an hour later, they're going to call work call. And then when you leave from work, everybody's leaving, you follow them, but you don't go that way. You come the other way, come back to the unit. They're going to stop you, tell them you forgot your ID card. They're going to warn you. Put the shanks on top of your boots, because they never won on top, they won on the bottom. I said, okay, so when I'm up there, Stocky's showing me, put them on top of right here and put your sock on, man, your boot. Okay, there I go. Hey, they catch me walking down. Everybody's coming this way. I'm going back. They said, hey, where you going? I said, I forgot my ID card. Come here with that big metal detector. Come here. I went over there like that. He's warning me. What unit are you going to?
When you say they, right now you're talking about the prison guards. Okay, yeah, the guards. Okay, I just wanted to clarify.
The guards warning me. He said, what unit you in? B3? Oh, okay. He said, raise your foot up. Left foot. And I said, okay. I raised it up. Went under, man. Raised it right. Went up. Went under. Never did go on top like Mafia told me, man. He said, okay, man, you want to start bringing your ID card. I'm new here, man. I forgot. Okay. Got one coming to B3 over. Here I go, straight up there at them 4 shanks. Blood-drenched sock, man, where them points are, when I'm walking, the points are cutting into the top. I still have scars, man. Yeah, my sock was drenched with blood, man.
If you got caught with those shanks...
they told me they was going to give me 5 years when I first got up there. He said, you need to get your shank when you get back there. But if I catch you with one, it's 5 years for every one I catch you with. I said, you just told me to get one, man.
Yeah, how do you even...
I'm confused here, man. You want me to get the 5 years?
The
you want me to give me the 5 years or not get one or what?
Was he scaring you or that's legit?
He was telling me. Yeah. He's like, I'm the one who's going to give you 5 years for every one.
Have guys gotten 5 years?
Man, they were giving them, they getting caught so much with them back there, they're only giving them like a write-up. That's how bad it got to that point. In the beginning, they said it was giving them 30 days in the hole, but everybody was carrying one. People were always getting caught. There was no room for them in the hole. They'd be like, well, we ain't got room. When this guy gets out, you're looking about 2 more months. You'll be back here to do your 30 days. They were telling them, hey, you'll probably be back here on this day because it's over. It's full. And then they cut that out, and it was like, you know what? Just give them a write-up, man. Everybody's got a knife.
So when they put the shanks in your boots, who comes up to you? Is this a soldier? Is this a cat? Like who's the guy
before?
Okay, this is a leader.
Shot caller of the
unit. Shot caller. Okay,
I'm sorry.
Could you say his name?
Yeah, Chima.
Okay, what did he?
No, Chima. Well, they sent us somebody else. He said, "Hey, Chima wants you up there." So I said, "Okay." The shot caller, Chima. Okay. He sent somebody. I go up there, and that's when there's like 5 of them in there, you know. I guess in case I said no, I wasn't going to go or something, they were going to get me, man. So there's like a whole house full of them. They told me, hey, you got to go over there and get those 4 shanks in the morning. And they were telling me how to put them. This is my foot. Put them on top, slide your sock, and then put your boot on, he said.
And then when you get them and you're transporting them, you got the guards tried to pull you back. You got through that. You went to where you need to be, which was where?
Back to my unit.
Back to your unit.
Yeah.
Okay. And then once you get there.
Oh, I keep him until Chima, because he's at work. See, they just call work call. So he went to work. He comes home like at 3. And then I go tell him, hey, I got him. He's like, okay, just hang on to him, man. You know, so what happened there from there on, I would have to hang on to him until he found a spot for me. He found a spot for him in the garbage can. The garbage can was up there, and he was the orderly, so he was the only one that ever went to that garbage can. So if anybody else went, it was like alert, you know, hey, what are you doing? He's the orderly. He's the only one that goes. So we started putting him in there, man. And at nighttime, he would get them, and he would give them to me, and I would sleep with them at night. And in the morning, I would go and give them, and he would distribute them back.
I mean, you're not cradling them like a teddy bear.
No, I told him to. I said, "Where you want me to sleep with him? What me to do with him?" He said, "Man, I don't care, man. Just sleep with them under your mat. It's under your pillow, wherever you want to." He said, "The guards ain't going to come into your cell, man."
What? He was the leader. I just want to paint the picture for people listening. What gang was he with? What did he look like?
Mexican Mafia.
Okay, but
He was a soldier. There's only one made man, official made man.
But like out on the street though, he was a shot caller in the Mexican Mafia. But did he ever? You said like MS-13 before. Was this guy with?
No, he was a regular soldier for the Mexican Mafia.
Okay, so he's
MS-13. There is a Mexican Mafia prison gang.
Yeah.
But there's only a few made men. But they have thousands of us soldiers, man.
Okay.
And that's what they have is us soldiers. But there's only just a few of them made men.
Okay. All right. That just to clarify for people, like, because oftentimes you hear like people from different, that's different than the Serranos or the Norteños.
The Serranos and Norteños are different.
Okay.
They're
all
north and south, but the Serranos, they run under the Mexican Mafia.
Okay.
They do everything for them.
Okay. Like, so the Mexican Mafia is like the upper echelon, like the royalty of okay.
All the prison gangs, man.
Okay.
Want to be the Mexican Mafia.
Okay. All right. So you're in with like
the
big dogs.
Supreme, man.
Okay. All right. Just
they never flipped your bunks or anything like that? Like, so you never...
Man, they would never come in themselves. Only they would come in with that mullet to beat, around the window and then the wall to make sure, nobody's breaking out. That's their protocol. They have to do it. The cameras are watching them. But they would tell us before. They say, hey, you guys, I'm going to be making my rounds in about 10 minutes. He would just be walking around. He wouldn't stop and tell you. We'd be sitting out there standing. I'm making my rounds in 10 minutes. You would just hear him. He'd be walking around. Everybody knew, hey, you're doing something. He's coming in 10 minutes, give us time to get ready.
So would you say that the prison guard staff is all corrupted?
I don't know if they're all. Some of them are, but I tell you what, they don't run the prison. Not in that penitentiary, they don't. No, the only thing they do is open and shut them doors, man.
Now, wouldn't you think obviously we can't speak for them, but they would be concerned for their own safety just going to work, even because obviously the Mexican Mafia or any of these other gangs have connections to the outside world. So if they approach you and you don't go with their protocol, that they would hurt you? Was that ever like, could you see that in them? Obviously, they were just coming here for work. You guys live there. They're here for 8 hours, however long. That was never like, then they just kind of went with the program?
Yeah, I tried to corrupt one. And he said, I'm going to pretend like I didn't hear you say that, he told me. And I said, okay, then, I'm like, I had to try, man. That's what I told him. And I let him finish it myself.
I just love the honesty with it.
Were you that dry when you approached it? Like, just like, I had to try, man. Like, is this like your demeanor? This is like your demeanor. I'm trying to present for people. Like, there was no, like, this is how you were.
Yeah, I was like, man, I had to try, man. That's what I told him,
It's classic.
No, because what happened was he was getting ready to walk through, and then Chima was like, hey, be down there in your cell. When he comes in, ask him if he'll bring you some tobacco in. I said, all right. They started laughing. They said, are you? I said, yeah, I'm going to try him, see what he says. He said, all right. So I went down. Here he comes. I'm like, hey, what's going on, man? Oh, we got to get these rounds in. He's like, man, you want to make some money? He didn't say nothing. I said, all you got to do is bring me a carton of cigarettes in. I said, and give me an address or phone number or whatever. I said, I'll make sure you get the money. And he never said nothing. I'm thinking, yes, I got him. I'm going to pretend like I didn't hear you say that. Man, So I had to try, man.
He
And I
was
walked
polite.
out.
He was polite about it.
Yeah, he's like, I'm pretend like I didn't hear you say that.
So when was your so you transported these shanks? What's like the next, like, what are you learning at this point being around these guys? So you transport these shanks. What kind of knowledge are you acquiring for how things operate, right? Like how things work. Like I know I got to be in this particular spot in the lunchroom. Like, is there any kind of like things that you're learning from them because you went there to kind of seek knowledge from them, right? Are you getting that yet, or you learned how to transport shanks at this point, right?
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you're learning, or what's the next step of this process?
I was hoping, like I said, to get a plug outside, for when I get out. But, man, these dudes ain't getting out. I realized, man, these dudes ain't getting out, man, So from learning from them in there, I just basically learned the inside of the prison hustle, man, how to make shanks, how to sharpen them real good, how to run dope, and cigarettes, make money off different types of hustles and stuff like that.
And you had a nickname, right?
Machine.
Right.
That's what they call me.
And tell the people why they call it.
Oh, yeah. Well, we were on lockdown for like 3 months, man. And I got bored down there. So I got them shanks out, and I started sharpening them real good. I had a rough spot on the concrete because my grandpa from Kentucky showed me how to sharpen knives a long time ago on a concrete porch. And I remember, man, we got out of that lockdown. I took them shanks up there. I said, man, look at that. He's like, man, that looks like come from a machine. And that other dude, Psycho, that was his name. Psycho said, man, that's it, man. You're the machine from now on, bro.
The machine.
That's how I got it from, because they said my shanks were so sharp.
You got machine. How did someone get Psycho by the nickname?
That's what I always wondered. I was like, I hope I don't ever have to see Psycho be Psycho, man.
Yeah.
So everyone pretty much has.
But he was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, because he was real laid back and joking all the time. So for him to have the name Psycho, I didn't see it. So I could imagine, hey, when something pops off, I want to be next to Psycho, man. So he's going to go Psycho,
Now, at the end of the day, when you go back in your cell and they close the door, are you just mentally drained?
Heck yeah. I am.
And just at that point, do you have a cellmate at this time?
No, I never had one, man. That cell down there always had me in there by myself. That cell.
Did you prefer that?
I got used to it, man.
So the one thing that I'm a little perplexed by is, obviously I've never been there. I don't know, but you hear other stories and you hear rumors and stuff like that. There was no like official like initiation or anything like that. You have to go do this act of violence to join ours. They just came. I thought you had to be like have a reputable like reputation with like a street gang or whatever. Because they say like a lot of the southern Mexican gangs, they strive when they go to jail to be a part of the Mexican Mafia, correct? Mm-hmm. And you hear stories that they have to put in work to get to that level, that next level, right? You didn't have to do that.
If you want to keep going that direction, you do, man.
Okay.
But I decided not to go.
But they'll just take anybody, though? Like
your paperwork has to be good.
Okay.
I had my paperwork, like I said, they checked and everything was good, and they gave me the option, you can come with us or go over there to the challenge unit. And you have to be Hispanic.
Okay. But
you can be white, but you have to be from a Los Angeles neighborhood.
And you're half Hispanic and half white, correct?
That's what the guard was telling me. You have a country accent, but with that Hispanic last name and your dark skin, man, you're going to be with the Mexicans.
And is there any intimidation when now you're a few weeks in? Are you intimidated by anybody at all? I mean, Psycho and these other names and the tattoos and everything.
Everybody's real respectful and cordial,
man. Cool, like you're not. It's so crazy to hear you describe it, because you hear these stories of prison. Mm-hmm. And you're thinking of these are the most dangerous guys there are
on the planet, man.
Right? And they're speaking to you very calmly, cool, very personable to you. Everything seems just very like.
Man, it was so respectful, man. And that's when I found out the whole system in there was based on respect, man. The more respectful you were to somebody, it seemed like the more somebody wanted to be around you, or conduct business with you. Nobody in there want to be with somebody that thought they were tough Tony and, Superman, man. They got rid of them dudes. It seemed like they didn't last. You want to walk around there acting all tough and stuff. Them dudes don't last, man.
Now, when there's violations or things that occur that are outside of the prison laws, rules, what's going on for those things to happen? Because it seems like obviously it's a boiling pot. People are upset. They're not going to show their emotions. They're straight and narrow. They're keeping it cool. But obviously everyone's got a lot of stuff going on inside. From outside stuff, try not to think about that, things going on in life that they're missing, regrets. So what is it that would spark something where either internally in the gang or someone from like the DCs or the ABs get in conflict with one of you guys?
Yeah, like if you violated their space, like if you walked in front of somebody, you weren't supposed to go in front of them. You're supposed to go around. Two people talking, go around them, don't be going in. Those would be serious violations. They don't seem like it, man, but that's something that would cause a big disturbance, man.
And they know what they're doing when they're doing that. It's not like a mistake.
No,
right?
that's intentional disrespect, man. Mm-hmm. You know not to be walking in between them two dudes or violate their space.
And then at that point, that gang, whoever did that, they would have to...
Yeah, whoever got violated, let's say you upset the DC Blacks, his shot caller will go to your shot caller and tell you, hey, man, Machine did this or Machine did that. Oh, okay, we're going to take care of it, man.
And there's not even a up to debate thing. They tell you it's their word, and they're just coming to get you. And there's not like tell your side of the story.
They'll ask you, of course, but there's not going to be both sides,
Right.
They're going to say, hey, man, DC come and said you did this and that. You're going to be honest, man. Tell them the truth.
And then are they going to say okay, and then you walk away, or is it going to happen right then and there?
Well, they don't want to do it right then and there because the other gang's going to be like, look, man, we have authority or superiority. They discipline real fast. It'll take a couple of days. You might see a dude next week being up there in the corner doing 1,000 burpees, man. You know why he's up there, man. He walked in front of the TV, man. So he's up there, man, doing a freaking 1,000 burpees, man.
Yeah, and it's not something like I just want to bring up these thoughts that happen. It's a very unfortunate thing. It's a horrible place to be. Hell on earth, Were there times when you like heard things going on and someone's getting brutally beat up, or the next day that guy is just not in his cell anymore?
Yeah, Sniper. I was real good friends with Sniper in receiving unit. When we both left receiving, he went to C, I went to B. I never seen Sniper no more, man. Everybody likes Sniper. I told Gordo, hey, man, what happened to Sniper? Oh, man, you didn't hear? They stabbed him 32 times. What? For what? I didn't ask, but I'm cool with Gordo. He ain't going to say that. For what? The guard told the soldier, shot caller, the Sniper was riding an underage girl. And the guard, they read the letters, and the guard figured it out, and he told her shot caller.
Is Sniper in the Mexican Mafia?
Yeah,
okay.
Soldier.
Okay, Soldier. Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man, they went in there and stabbed him.
He died?
Yeah, he died.
So they found that out after he was involved in the organization?
Yeah, he was already, a soldier and stuff.
Okay.
Then he's riding an underage girl.
Oh,
wow. And the guard told on him.
So they handled that right away.
Oh, yeah, man, they got rid of his butt.
I'm curious, with all these different guys involved with this organization, did you ever tell anybody, like, look, like, I'm involved with the cartel on the outside? Did you kind of try to get any, like, credibility with them by telling them, like, you knew Cartel or anything like that? Did you, like, in the beginning, did that ever get brought up? Like, what was the interaction?
Oh, my paperwork that was going around, and they seen, and he was like, where's you getting all them pills? And I told Mexico, where at? Tijuana. One dude was from Tijuana. And I was telling him, I know this place, that place. We talked and stuff.
Okay, so
like that.
Do you think that kind of gave them a little bit more respect for you, knowing that, or?
Yeah, I think where I got to respect, like that one boogie, he kept telling me, man, he's like, you don't know how bad this place is, man. He's like, you don't have no business back here, telling me that stuff. I think that gave me respect and credibility because it was like, man, we gave this dude the option to go over here and challenge you and lay it down, man. Not even deal with this stuff. I mean, he chose to stay here, So I think that boosted me.
What was your next significant action that you were given by the organization? So you took the Shanks upstairs once. What was what's your next kind of proving period? Or
well, they just started giving me a lot of drugs, man.
Okay.
Different types of drugs to get rid of.
Meaning sell to other?
Yeah, they were fronted to me.
Like, what can you say?
Yeah, marijuana. They gave me 15 or 10 joints the first time. And it was like, those things are $15 a piece, man. I'm like, all right, then. Yeah, I got them off in like 10 minutes once I went back to my unit. They seen it, and the next day I give them 150, He's like, hold on, I got more, man. Come out to the yard and stuff. And then another person seen it. Hey, oh, I got this, man, and they start giving me stuff, man. Start running stuff for them.
Are you able to deal with outside of your race then at that point?
Mm-mm.
It's all internal?
Yeah.
And obviously if something happened, if they found out, then obviously you're going to be dealt with then, correct?
Yeah. Like you can, like the heroin, you can sell to other races, but you can't be buying, from other races. You need to make money. Of course, you can sell to outside races. Don't be in there all day long, man, in the cell messing around. Don't be doing none of that stuff, man, hanging out and stuff. It's a transaction and it's over, man.
You have a lot of yard time or a lot of...
You go once a week to outside rec at Big Sandy. And then they rotate units. You'll have it maybe twice to inside rec, a week. But you hardly ever see everybody.
So you're on your deck then when you are out then, right, of your cell?
Yeah.
For how long?
All day.
Okay.
Yeah, the unit's open all day until like 9:30.
Why did they choose you to start doing that, pushing the drugs for them? Because I'm sure they had...
Well, I had a lot of money on my account, first of all. So if something happened, I pay for it, Second of all, I wasn't on any drugs. Some of them dudes use drugs, man. I never used no drugs in there. So I was trustworthy. They got to know me, my demeanor. They know I wouldn't steal a penny, man. I wouldn't take a penny off the sidewalk. I wouldn't take nothing from you, man.
And how long are you doing that for?
The whole time I was there, man, I was making money. I made $36,000 cash money in 11 months. And that's good for a United States penitentiary.
Yeah, no kidding.
Because you don't have no movement, man.
That's insane.
You're staying in that unit, man, all day long. I made $36,000, man, in 11 months, man. We're talking cash money.
Now, so whatever you're selling, so you're selling them, are they taking a kickback then and giving you
Yeah,
so?
Yeah, I got to send 30% upstairs, man. So if I make 100, I'm losing 30, I only make 70.
Yeah.
1,000, I only make 700.
Where are you putting this cash at?
I send it to the outside.
Okay.
Yeah, like I'll tell people, look, if you can send it off your account, I'll give you the money or I'll give you the name and you send it to this person, and it'll be there when I get out. Or if they want to pay me in stamps, which is prison currency, I'll stave my stamps up for maybe $1,000 worth of stamps and I'll take them to the store man or a bookie that runs tickets, and I'll be like, I'll sell you $1,000 worth of stamps for 800 cash, man.
There's a lot of people, not only in the United States, but around the world even more so, that don't make that in a year on the outside
That's
world.
What somebody told me. They was like, man, I don't even think I made that last year.
Yeah, like
yeah,
you're doing this.
Somebody told me.
This is like, I just want to reiterate for people, this is like literally the most secure, the most dangerous prison in the country.
Yeah,
like this is like this is not, we're not like, this is like some camp or something. Like you're in the most strictest, most dangerous place ever. So the fact that you were able to do that is a feat in itself, because it doesn't get, there's nothing above that, correct?
No, that's what they say. Hey, you made it to the top, man. It don't get no worse than this. That's what they always say here in a level 5 federal security prison maximum, man. There is no worse than this.
So things are going well. You're selling for them. When was it like, all right, now I got to do I'm seeing violence, or when are you starting to get a little intimidated by things? Is there a point, how far in before it got more serious? Like right now, everyone's being cool to you and stuff like that. When did it get like, all right, a fight happened or something serious happened?
Yeah, I remember the first time I seen my first dead body. We was going out the door to the chow hall, and the body was laying there just a few feet over from the exit, man. And I was like just amazed. It was a dead body with blood there, and the guy's eyes was still open. I was in shock, man, staring at it. And they had to pick me up, man, one on each other's arm and carry me over the body. It was on the way to the chow.
Two other
soldiers.
They had to pick you up because you were...
Yeah, I was just like, I couldn't get over the body, man. I couldn't step over or nothing. I was just staring at it. And they grabbed me, like this.
Yeah.
And carried me over the body.
What happened?
Oh, the guy got killed out there in the passageway.
Just someone just stabbed him?
Some black guy, yeah. Got stabbed up, man.
So when did you have to engage in violence, or when did your organization put you in a situation where you had to defend yourself and you're worried about your own safety? You're obviously with your group, but when were you put into the fire where you're involved with some sort of altercation,
Well,
like where you could get hurt.
Yeah, what happened one time is another guy threw the shank over by somebody important, and the important person got frisked and stuff because they knew they were searching people on the way in from the yard. So, like a couple of days later, man, they sent a hit squad, 3 guys with boots from another unit, and everybody knew they weren't supposed to be in that unit, and everybody knew they were soldiers. So, and they were coming upstairs, man, and that dude, Tristy, that's what his nickname was, Tristy. He went on in the cell, went on in there, man, and they kicked his teeth out.
Okay, so this is Mexican Mafia that did this to another
Soldier, one of their own people.
one of their own people. Okay.
Yeah, because he almost got an important person in trouble.
Oh, by
throwing, just threw a shank and having to go over next to an important person. And the guard found that, and then they pulled important person up and was frisking him.
Okay.
You know, and then he didn't like that.
And when the guys do that to somebody, right, of their own, you call them an organization, is that how you refer to them? Does he still eat lunch with you guys every day like normal, or is he out?
He was on soups, what you call put him on soups, and he could only eat soups, man, at the time because his teeth was completely busted out, and his jaws, man, they said was hanging. I never looked at his jaw a couple of days later. I just went there after it happened because I went and fixed him a soup, and he could only suck the soup, man, out of the bowl or the cup, whichever one he used. And that's what they call put him on soups. They put him on soups.
And he stayed
in the cell.
But I mean,
he wouldn't go to the chow.
But he stayed.
Yeah, he didn't check in, man. He stayed out there on the yard with us.
And then until he recovered, and then he's still with you guys.
Yeah, he was still there. He's still there, man.
No teeth.
Nope.
Didn't go to
didn't do nothing.
Not like the hospital. What's that called? The infirmary.
Infirmary. No, man. His freaking whole face was swelled up too down here.
I can't imagine the
kicked him in.
The pain had to be excruciating.
Yeah, they said they put him on soups, didn't they? And I said, what? They say he can't eat nothing but soups, man. I said, yeah.
So when you mess up, it goes from 0 to 100 real quick.
Yeah, it depends on severity of it, you know.
What was another situation where you saw violence escalate very quickly, and was it within your organization versus another organization, or are you still talking about your organization having to discipline one of their own soldiers?
Oh, the only other really thing that I seen, man, was the D.C. black guy had been there for like 35 years. He was in the mop closet one morning brushing his teeth, and here come another little black guy, and he went in there while the dude from D.C. was in there, and the guy from D.C. went and got his shanked him in the mop closet. Come out there, had his toothbrush still in his mouth, and wiping his bloody shank off on his shirt, going back to his cell. And then we were waiting to use the mop closet to brush our teeth. We went in our cell. Everybody got lined up against the wall. That means you had your shank and you're lined up with your gang, man. So you had the whites over here lined up. You might have the blacks, and then up here was the Mexicans. Up here, and we're just waiting for something to happen. Well, the guard, man, was making his rounds because he's seen everybody doing that. He tried to shut the mop closet, and it was obstructed with the mop bucket. And they went in there, man, and that's when he called for help because he seen that little dude in there.
Did he pass away? Or
yeah, he killed him, man, that big dude from D.C.
And that guy had never got caught for it then? It's just...
No, yeah, dude from D.C., yeah, they had him on camera.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, he went back to his cell like that, man.
So they say a lot of these prison gangs, you know, you hear about, like, the Aryan Brotherhood being so violent, and then the Mexican Mafia. It's safe to say that everybody is extremely ruthless, but what makes other organizations more ruthless than others?
I always was told for me that in a situation like that, power is measured by bloodshed, you know. So I knew that, and I knew, you know, that you had to be a violent, very deadly person in there. And people start realizing, man, that what separates me from most men in life, not just the people in the prison that understand this, but some people I'm close to, what separates me from other guys is the length that I'll go to, you know, to do something. I find that there's no length that I won't go to. You might go far and be like, man, I can't do that, man, you know, that's horrible or that's despicable. Me, if I have my mind set on something, then I'll go all the way, man, you know, and I'm going to make you realize, you know, that before I started thinking about messing with Machine or Chris Revelos, this guy, there's no limit, man, how far he'll go. I might do something, you know, another person, hey, this is a scary thing to do something like this, but I want people to know that I'll go to the lengths as far as I have to, man. There's no length that I won't go to get something done.
When did you have to kind of instill that on people? Because you were at Big Sandy for a year, right? Mm-hmm. You didn't have to do that, though. You didn't have to show that side of you, though, right? Or did you, like what you're telling us right now, did people just know that? Or,
yeah,
so
those guys can tell, man. You know, they've been in there for so long. They've seen the fake people, and they've seen the real people come through there, you know. And they can just tell, you know, who will do what or willing to do what, whatever, you know. And then that's what they told me, hey, you know what separates you from the rest of the people, man, is you've got to be able to go to any lengths in life, man, to get something accomplished, and you will.
And one thing I just want to point out for people watching, it's not like you're this gigantic man that's like 6'5", you know, built like Hulk Hogan or anything like that. You know what I mean? You average size guy, you know what I mean? But when you're in a prison environment like this, with all these gang members, are you intimidated by these guys? I'm sure there's some beasts in there.
Gorillas in there, man. Yeah. I've been working out so long. That's why I had that bone crusher with me, and people knew I had that bone crusher, man. Yeah, it's about this big, long steel, probably about 1.5 feet long, and it's very hard steel. I cut out my locker, and then I fought it down to a real good point, man. The reason they call it bone crusher is when it goes in you, if it hits your bone, it's going to crush it automatically. And I knew, like you say, man, I'm a little guy, you know, so when my time comes, I want to make sure I put that thing all the way through you.
You didn't have to use it.
No, I never used it, man. But they know I had it, though. People knew I had that thing, man. Word was around.
So there were no, like, instances of violence, like, when you were there? Because you hear about prison people or, you know, riots and all that.
The Mexican Mafia people I ran with, man, it was pretty chill, you know.
When you do your year there, why did they transfer you somewhere else?
My points finally dropped, man.
So you went to minimum?
Custody.
Medium, okay. And do you have to rejoin a new organization?
Yeah, there was a Texas Mexican Mafia there, but they were at Big Sandy as well, see, so I knew their people, and I told them, you know, look, I'm coming from California Mexican Mafia, but I was also with the Texas Mexican Mafia, you know, and then I have permission to be here.
Pretend people have no idea what you're talking about right now. What's the difference between
so
what are we talking about here?
The Mexican Mafia was a really original Mexican Mafia. They were formed in the 70s at Tracy Vocational Educational in California, and those were for juvenile delinquents, and they got sent there. And then the main mission of the Mexican Mafia is provide protection for Mexicans, for the Mexican race, because the ones at Tracy, the blacks, they were very aggressive back then, and so they formed a super gang. Every Hispanic that come off the street, no matter what neighborhood, you didn't run with that neighborhood. It didn't have 7 or 8 different Mexican cliques. It was all one clique, and it formed the Mexican Mafia, and that's how that got formed, man. So with these other Mexican Mafias, you have Arizona Mexican Mafia, you have Texas Mexican Mafia, and you have New Mexico Mexican Mafia. But the order is California, Texas, Arizona, and New Mexico, but they all had to get permission from California to form their Mexican Mafia. They all had to get permission from California, which is the original.
Okay. What's the difference between the Texas Mexican?
Oh, there's very, very few made men in the California Mexican Mafia, and they're more abundant in the Texas Mexican Mafia.
Okay. When you say made, like the Italian Mafia, you're an associate, and then you become a made man. Is it the same concept with what you're... Okay,
so you have to kill 2 people to become a made man.
Okay. As a soldier, you're not a made man.
No. Sir.
Okay. So that's
the difference. You're doing the work. You know, any orders from the made man, any direction, you're going under his direction.
Now, is that murders while in prison?
Whatever
or outside
says,
or
man.
inside?
Yeah, whatever they say, man.
Okay, because that a lot of people might be a little confused with that. You know what I mean? So I just want to
clarify. When I get to Oklahoma, the Texas is there, and I'm like, look, I ran under the banner of California, but I have permission to come here and run with Texas, though. And that's how that worked out.
Are you learning that there's a different structure with them? Or is there
I didn't get as involved with the structure and inner workings of Texas because I was getting ready to get out, man. And I had basically accomplished everything I wanted to financially and within the power, you know, within the gang. I'd already made a name for myself and made plenty of money, and I was just basically coasting once I hit El Reno, Oklahoma.
You know, we're making jokes in light of the situation. It's a horrible thing, right? And you had to go through that. for people that are watching that might be thinking, oh, this is cool, whatever. There were times, now, correct me if I'm wrong, I was just asking you, holidays come up. Did you try to completely just separate the outside world to your prison life itself and just completely, that's not here now, this is it? I can't even think about that type of stuff.
Yeah, they tell me that. Because I said something, and it was like, listen here, man. It's like anything and everything out there outside back home that don't exist no more, man. He's like, you're with us, you belong to us, you have to make it through here before you get out to there. So you need to get your mind here with us and make it through here, or you're never going to be back out there to even have to worry about what's going on. They told me that in the beginning.
Now, we're all human beings, and you can be a stone cold killer, and obviously there's psychopaths that don't even have that type. When you're in home or in your cell by yourself, there's still probably reigniting those feelings, though, right? Or you really were trying to bury that down at that point?
Yeah, I knew it was important, man, especially with them telling me. So I must have showed something, and they seen it. So I was making sure I didn't show nothing like that again.
Now, were you have contact with the outside world still?
Yeah. I'd be calling my dad and my stepmom all the time using the phone. But I'm saying as far as going up in the cell and saying, man, my girlfriend this, or my dog did this. Nobody wants to hear about that, man. We're in here right now. We got to get this done.
Besides, like, the hierarchical structure with Mexican Mafia being top and Texas Mexican Mafia being second, did they have, like, a difference in how they dressed or their logos or anything? Like, could you describe that for people? Yeah, like...
Yeah, their tattoos different, man. They have 2 different tattoos.
Okay.
Yeah, they have to change the letters around.
Okay.
And whenever they say Mexican Mafia, their letters are turned around differently.
As far as how they presented themselves, like in prison, did they have a different...
Yeah, I don't want to say which one is softer or harder, but I always tell people, man, the California Mexican Mafia is the supreme, man.
Okay.
And the most deadliest prison gang I've ever seen in my life.
Okay.
Texas gets down too, but there's nothing like California, man.
Are they programmed the same as far as the rules and everything like that?
Basically the same. You have to be on a workout routine, no homosexuality, no drug abuse, no gambling, be programmed, working out every day. So those are similarities there.
Was there any violence that you saw when you got involved with the Texas Mexican Mafia? It was the same kind of deal?
Yeah, same thing.
And that was lower level then, right? So you were, obviously you're still dealing with them, but it's a little more
immediate.
People are going home, so
yeah, they're going home from there,
So they're not going to be as...
You're right. They're not going to be as daring and stuff. They're going to be thinking maybe at the forefront of their mind now, instead of saying, look, I need to make this hit on this guy so I can get more power because I'm not going home and that's all I have is power. At the medium, man, I got 2 years left. I go poke this dude, I'm getting 10 more, so... Let's just let it go, man. I'm going home in 2 years.
When you left Big Sandy, did it kind of switch in your brain, or was it until you walked out those gates?
It wasn't until I got back from left Big Sandy and made it back to the Federal Transfer Center in Oklahoma, and I knew that I was never going to go back to the maximum, and I was going to the medium. That's when it hit me. Hey, man, you can relax now, man,
Really?
At that point, how much time did you have left?
Oh, I still have about 2 years left.
Okay.
So what was your original sentence? 60 months. So it's almost, what was that?
5 years.
5 years, okay. So you're doing 3 out of the 5, correct? Okay.
About a little over 4. They got to do 85%.
Yeah, 85%, okay. You at this point, you're not actually putting hands on anybody ever? Like in the most, what's said is these are 2 of the most violent organizations, right? Any of those organizations in prison, you know what I mean? They're the top dogs. They're violent when they need to be, right? You never had to like do anything besides like the pushing the drugs for them and stuff like that. You never had to actually be violent, because that's the thing when we talk to other people that have gone to prison, other Italian mafia guys. They all talk about all the fights they had to get into. They didn't have a choice, right? Like they get in these groups and they have to fight against these other groups that try to intimidate them, or they have a situation with, or whatever the case is. You never once had to ever... Never.
No, not because when I went to El Reno, man, I seen that I already had the respect, and the power, and so I was never asked to do anything. It was the new people, man. They just got there that hadn't really did anything.
Okay.
They were always the ones.
Was there any? Did you ever watch anybody getting jumped or anything like that?
I watch them dudes get stabbed all the time up there at El Reno. Them new guys who come on the chain, wasn't supposed to be there. They would wait for them, man, to get back to the unit, and they would put them in that cell and just stab you know what out of them.
Who is they?
Oh, the different gangs.
Okay.
Yeah, let's say that you're with the gang and you have a rival, and he got on the yard. Even, man, some of them dudes, they say wasn't even affiliated. They just wanted to kill him or stab him just because, you know. But if you're with a certain gang and you have a rival and he comes there and the guards up front tell him, hey, don't go in the yard, man, don't go in the yard. But you think, oh, I can make it. I can sneak on there, you know. And they'll get you, man, because everybody, if you're Hispanic, they take you in the cell, man, and interrogate you.
I really want to just get like vivid with this for people listening at home, because most people, a lot of people are never going to know what this is like. It's for the better.
So what happened, like you come on that chain, meaning you come to El Reno your first day, you go up to laundry, get your stuff, and they say, well, you're assigned to B unit. Okay, here I go, I'm in B unit. You're brown Hispanic. They got the gangs waiting at the door for you to come in. When you come in, what's your last name? Arevalos. Mexican? Yeah, come with me. They put you in that room, strip you down. You ain't with no other gang, da-da-da? No, okay. As soon as you go out there, they got another gang soldier. You finished with them? Yeah, come with us. Yeah, they send you around, man, to every gang.
Yeah.
Stripping you down every time. You might get stripped down 3 times as you get there. Before you even make it to your cell,
right?
They got you, interrogating you, man. That's what it's like.
So you were at the back end of your stint, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, is it starting to, like, are these feelings starting to come up where, like,
yeah,
hey,
I'm
man,
preparing myself to go home.
I'm ready to go home.
Yeah.
Now, that's got to be an extreme feeling, right?
Yeah.
And that's like the last day you're there. This is it. This is the last night.
Yeah.
Are you kind of like laying there?
No, it's like the last 2 weeks I couldn't sleep, man.
Mm-hmm. Now, did you have things already kind of lined up, or
yeah?
So just kind of get transitioned
I have
out?
my clothes being sent up there to change of clothes. I asked to be flown home. I bought the airline tickets. The camp driver took me to Oklahoma City Airport and boarded me. I boarded on the plane through the airport, and then I flew to Louisville, and then I went to the halfway house from the Louisville airport.
And walking out of those gates, right?
Mm-hmm.
Probably amazing, right? At that point, were you still trying to think that you're going to start doing the dealing again? Was that still your mindset?
No, I had kind of tapered off a little bit, man. You know, I'm thinking I don't want to go back, you know, and I know that's what's going to happen. You know, you play around and you do that type of stuff, you're going to end up getting caught eventually, man. And I didn't want it to happen. But I didn't know which direction to go to, you know. So now I'm in the middle thinking, man, I don't know which direction to go now.
What's up, guys? I'll just cut to the chase. I made an ebook. It's got over 700 methods and strategies to build your YouTube channel, to get views. It actually works. I made this because over the 3 years prior to this podcast, I bought all the courses, spent thousands of hours watching all these YouTube videos, and none of them actually give you any information. This ebook has 700 plus secret strategies and methods that only top YouTube influencers use. I promise it works. Money back guarantee. Trust me, go buy it now. Half off.